Mexico have released their 35-man roster for the upcoming friendlies against Turkey and Switzerland. What are instant reactions to that?
To be honest, outside of maybe Rodrigo Huescas, Elias Montiel, and maybe Brian Gonzalez, there's not really any snubs. And like those three players that are missing that I just mentioned, they're missing for a reason. Like Rodrigo Huescas, I believe he's going to be serving his 20-day house arrest for speeding out there in Denmark. So that's the reason he didn't get called up, or else he for sure would have been in this roster. And then Montiel and Brian Gonzalez are going to be at the Club World Cup. They maybe would have gotten like I think Gonzalez maybe would have gotten over Angulo. And I would have picked them. And then Montiel over Chadli. Like well, honestly, anyone over Chadli. Like any person watching this video, I would pick over Chadli Rodriguez in this lineup or in this roster. But outside of that, I really have no complaints. Like this is the best we got. Like if you have a problem with this roster, it's just because Mexico is just not talented enough. But like as far as like having all our players available, like this is the best we have, and I'm glad we're doing it. I'm glad we're not pulling a USA where we have players like sitting out, like Christian Pulisic thinking he's too good to play in the Gold Cup. Anthony Robinson and just missing a lot of their stars. I think that's a huge missed opportunity. I'm glad we're taking advantage of our last competitive games before the World Cup. I'm liking the mix that I see. Like there's a lot of young players, a lot of new faces, with experienced players as well. Like for instance, like the first I guess you could say shock, like things you could see like Alex Padilla being included, like Mateo Chavez is there, Emilio Lara getting a first call up, 16-year-old Gilberto Mora being on the roster, Chucky Lozano coming back, Memo Ochoa coming back. Like I don't know, feels like the gang is all here. Like I really have no complaints to be honest with you. Like this is very rare that this happens with a Mexico roster, but I don't have any complaints outside of Chade Rodriguez, which that's nothing new.
Yeah, I think the only big snub is Montiel, but he does have like a big part of that Pachuca team in the Club World Cup, so it is a bit understandable. But yeah, I like the team. Now we just gotta hope the right cuts are made because there will be 9 cuts to be made before the Gold Cup. So hopefully a lot of these players get the opportunity to showcase themselves. So Vasco makes the appropriate cuts because we were very used to having managers in the past that call up a lot of players, end up having to cut like a good amount of them, and a lot of those cuts are very questionable. Jimmy Lozano and Tata Martino would do it all the time. So let's get into those cuts then, because I think there's at least 5 obvious ones that should happen.
We'll go by position group. We'll go goalies, defenders, midfielders, and forwards. So like in goal, there's going to be one goalie that's cut. If Club America, this is also a disclaimer by the way. If Club America wins like their playoff, like later this week against LAFC, then Malagon's getting cut. There's a few America
Yeah,
players that will be cut, like because they're going to go to the Club World Cup. So
yeah.
Malagon will be cut, and there will be no controversy. Let's assume they lose. They should win. They should win the game. But let's assume they lose when all the players are available. In that scenario that we have all our players available, I would cut Memo Ochoa for the simple fact that I think Malagon, obviously number one, Rangel, I think is obvious number two, and then for a third stringer, I don't think you need a 40-year-old third stringer. Like I don't see a point in that. I'd rather bring someone up like Padilla who can get the experience, just being with the team, and it just benefits him for the future. So that's who I would cut. I would cut Ochoa.
I would cut Alex Padilla. He does not deserve to be in the national team. He had a pretty underwhelming season, a lot of mistakes. Ochoa is 40 years old. The only reason I would replace him is if there's an obvious better goalkeeper than him, and there isn't. Padilla's not clearly better than him. And I want Ochoa to be in the World Cup team just to break the record of the most appearances. That's like a historic statement right there. Like I would have him just for that. Even if he only gets a sub in and play the last 10 minutes of a group game, like I'd be happy with that. So that's my only reason for that. And then heading to the defense, I would cut Emilio Lara. I would cut Purata. He's not that good of a defender. He's the Tigres defender. I don't know how he's even here. Tiva Sepulveda. Those 3 for sure is like out. And Jesus Angulo, but I have a feeling he's going to make the roster.
Yeah, I would cut Jorge Sanchez again unless Israel Reyes like makes the. Even then though, actually, I don't think I'd keep him. But Jorge Sanchez for me would get cut. Araujo stay. Lara, I'm on the fence. Like if America wins their playoff and Israel is not available, I would pick Lara over Jorge Sanchez as like the backup right back. But let's just say Israel's here. Lara and Jorge Sanchez both would be cut. Again, I agree with you with Purata. He'd be cut. Tiba Sepulveda should be the first name off the list. He's garbage. and then Jesus Angulo. So I think we agree with most of the defense. Like those are I would cut those 5 defenders. I guess moving on to the midfield, it's pretty much the best we got outside of Montiel, how you said earlier. For me, the only cuts I'd make to the midfield are Charlie, and that's it. Actually, for me, that'd be the only cut I make from the midfield. I would cut Charlie Rodriguez. Very obvious. I think everyone should have be cut.
I don't like Charlie at all, but I think he's gonna be in the he's gonna be in the team. Like we just have to accept it because he's one of the best Liga MX midfielders. Like it is what it is. He doesn't perform for Mexico, but if you're the best in your position in your league, like it's kind of impossible you're not going to be there.
Is he though?
He's up there in a lot of stats. I don't want to see him. We've seen him for so many times, but like we have to be realistic. He's gonna be there. And Jeremy Marquez is a midfielder I wouldn't have. The kid does not impress me no more. Maybe a couple years ago when Atlas were that team winning the Bicampeón, maybe. But I think Jeremy Marquez is already like 24. He lacks IQ a bit for me when it comes to a center mid. And we saw it in the games Mexico played in Brazil. Our midfield was not good with him in there, so I don't think he's not prepared at all to be in this team.
I would still take him over Charlie though. Like you put Charlie
we gotta
on
be
Atlas,
realistic.
you put Charlie on Atlas, he's not doing anything. You put Jeremy Marquez is wanted by America
No,
fans.
man.
America fans, you look all over Twitter. America fans are vouching to get this guy. This guy, I think he's a good player.
We gotta be realistic.
Again, like you're going off like what he does in Liga MX, but like it's hard to perform when the Atlas is freaking garbage. Like when there's nobody around you, like what are you supposed to do? Like Chadley is surrounded by one of the best teams in Liga MX, and he's still like in big games. He's mid. You even said it yourself in the against America. This guy was a no show.
He was. Bro, Jeremy Marquez doesn't even get to play those games. You know.
I mean, that's not his fault though. He can't be the whole team.
So you're saying Jeremy Marquez is better than Charlie Rodriguez?
Yes.
I hate Charlie, but that's blasphemous.
Nah, that's not at all. Like Jeremy Marquez has won 2 Liga MX titles, by the way. Charlie has never touched not even one. Like,
wait,
maybe,
what?
did he win with Monterrey? I don't think he did.
Yeah, he won.
Did he win?
With Monterrey, with Turco.
Oh, maybe then. But
that's when he was actually good. But I guess I don't want to be delusional either. Like, no.
That is not delusional to think Jeremy Marquez is better than Charlie Rodriguez.
He's not, bro.
Yes, he is. 1,000% he is.
Like, and nothing. I don't think. Be the first name I don't think anything proves that either. Like, there's not a stat. There's not like on the eye.
Yes, there is.
No.
On the eye, there's definitely is.
No.
And stats. I mean, we can look at it right now. I think Jeremy Marquez might have better stats. On a way worse team.
I don't think so.
All right, let's
not GA. If you're looking at GAs, then no, we're talking about center mids here. I'm talking about like chances created, all those midfielder stats.
All right, well, let's see right now.
Because I'm pretty sure Charlie was always
quick little VAR review.
Charlie's always up there in terms of chance creation. I think he's always like top 3 or something.
And for the national team, he's probably the worst ever in history with
He is, but Jeremy does not just because Charlie's a freaking fraud. It doesn't vouch for Jeremy to be there.
You're asking who we would cut. Would I cut a player that I've seen play for the national team close to 60 times and never do anything? Or someone that has like maybe played 2 games for Mexico. One of them was like with like a Z team that we took to South America. Like, how can you judge someone like that?
We're going too long with this debate. Jeremy's not gonna make the team. Charlie is you're hoping for a Hail Mary.
But you're asking me who I would pick. Like,
yeah,
nobody wants Charlie. Like, trust me. Like, America fans want Jeremy Marquez. I don't think they want Charlie Rodriguez. Anyways, we'll move on. But yeah, the midfield. I mean, like how we just pretty much said, it's pretty much intact. The only ones I would cut. You're saying Jeremy, I'm saying Charlie, but
the attackers I'd cut Efra, Henry, and Angel Sepulveda.
I think I would also cut Efra, even though he had a decent season. I'd also cut Henry because he just hasn't played enough, and I don't think we need like 5 strikers.
Nope.
And then I think that might have been my 9 already. Like the forwards is pretty straightforward in my opinion. Like that's just the best we got.
We're probably gonna play a 2-striker formation. Julian Quinones would be the only one off the bench. If anything happens to either Santi or Raul, then we're just going to switch the formation. We're going to go to 1 striker, which is completely fine. And then, obviously, Quinones would be off the bench. So, I don't think we need to have that many strikers, especially when they're already over 33 years old. But if there's one to keep between Henry and Angel Sepulveda, it would be Angel Sepulveda easily.
I agree. I think Angel...
He's a better striker in general, too, in my opinion. Like, despite his age, he's more complete.
He's just in better form as well. Like the top goal scorer in the Champions Cup. Henry Martin, like I said, just hasn't really played for the America recently. Like, well, not much this season because of his injuries. I think we agree on most of the picks. There's like a few that are like the third string, like last string, like midfielders. But for like I said, for the most part, I feel like most Mexico fans will agree that this is the best we got. Like I said, like we already mentioned earlier, like Huescas and them missing for certain reasons, but outside of that, like there's no reason why this team can't win at all. Like, or like this team shouldn't perform well in these friendlies, and then we'll see who makes the roster to then go on and win the Gold Cup. But this is what we got right now, and we got to be pretty much happy with it.
Before we end the video, quick starting lineup. What would we want to see as the starting lineup with a 2-striker formation?
The basic 4-4-2. I'll go real quick. Give me Malagon. Right back, just because I want to see him play. Like, not saying he's actually better than Isra. I would go with Julian Araujo. Montes, Vasquez, left back. I want to see Mateo Chavez. Midfield 2, I would go with Edson and Marcel Ruiz. The 2 wingers, I would go with Chino Huerta and Alexis Vega. And then the 2 strikers, Santi and Raul. Simple as that.
I think maybe the only change I would make is probably Chucky over Chino on the right. I think Chucky's in better form right now.
Maybe, yeah. I wouldn't mind that.
That would be like my only. That would be like maybe my only change. But I think that's a solid team. That Mexico should easily go back to back in the Gold Cup. But that will be on our international videos this summer. Once we get closer to the Gold Cup, that's when we'll get into more in-depth predictions of Mexico in the Gold Cup. Any last comments?
No, like I said, this is the best we got. Let us know if you guys think there's a huge snub out there that maybe we're missing someone that, or maybe we didn't mention someone that is going to miss out. But I think I would be kind of shocked if someone thinks that like someone else deserved to be here besides the ones we mentioned. I think this is literally the best we have.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments your thoughts. Make sure to be subscribed for the best Mexican footy content on the planet. Hit the post notice to be informed until we upload a YouTube video. Hit the links down below to join all of our platforms. Chat with us on Discord. And we'll catch you guys next video.
Peace.